Hi, welcome. In this video, we will see a simple method to calculate pi. So let's begin. I'm going to use basic mathematics, nothing more. I have drawn a circle and let P be the bottommost point on this circle. I want to I want to pick a point Q at random on the circumference of this circle. Let's say this is the point Q. Now let's look at the chord PQ. We would like to know what is the expected length of this chord PQ. Let's define some quantities. Let theta be the angle which the chord makes with the horizontal. Q can be anywhere on the circumference in an equally likely manner. So theta can take any value between 0 to pi in an equally likely manner. In other words, the probability density function of theta must be a constant. That is, since this is a density function, it should integrate to 1. So we have the following constraint. So this gives us f theta equal to 1 by pi. Let's define some more quantities. Point O is the center of the circle and OP and OQ are the radii. The length of the chord PQ is L of theta. We would like to know what is the expected length of this chord. Using basic probability, we can write the following. With some basic trigonometry, we can express L theta as a function of R and theta. It turns out that L theta equal to 2R sin theta. So when we plug in the values of L theta and F theta in the expectation integral, we get the following. Note that pi has come here. We'll use it, we'll make a note of it now. Let's go back to the circle we started out with. P is the bottommost point. Expectation is in some sense an average. That means that if we draw several chords starting from point P to several points on the circumference and take an average of the lengths of these chords, we should be getting something very close to the expected value that we saw in the previous slide. So this is what we are going to try next. I have drawn some definitions and details here. Qi, so we will be choosing several points on the circumference of the circle, and Qi is one such point. Its neighbors are Qi minus 1 and I plus 1. Let the chord PQi make an angle theta I with the horizontal. So let's also look at the adjacent chords. So I have drawn the adjacent chords. To make things simple, let delta be the angle between any two adjacent pair of chords. So this would imply that the theta i's form an arithmetic series. That theta I will be I into 180 by n, and I can go from 0, 1, 2 till n. The length of the chord PQI, as we saw earlier, is going to be 2r sine theta I. We saw this already in the earlier slide. If we want to sum the lengths of all the chords and divide by the number of chords, that will give us average length. This will be the expression for average length. As n increases, this average length will approach the expected value that we saw in the previous slide. I'm writing it down here for reference. As n increases, these two values, the average length and expectation, should be very close to each other. So we get the following equation for pi if you assume that these two quantities can be set equal to the other. So we have a formula for calculating pi here. As we sample more and more points on the circumference of the chord, the estimates of pi will become better and better. I have written a small computer program to calculate the values of pi for different values of n. I will be showing it in the next slide. The actual value of pi is this. There are several more digits after that. Now I have tried different values of n and I have computed the approximate value of pi. So I will be giving the results here. If I take 1000 points and then calculate the value of pi as defined in the previous slide. The first four digits are correct. Let's add more points and see what we get. For 10,000 points, the first five digits after the decimal are correct. If I take 100,000 points, the first six digits after the decimal are correct. Let's take a million points and see. If we take a million points, the first seven digits after the decimal are correct. So while this method gives correct results, it requires too many calculations. Sampling a million points and calculating pi for each of based on the values of those points, it's really time consuming. There are much better methods, quicker methods in literature which can give results very quickly. There are some methods based on Ramanujan's formulas where each additional term gives us about 14 more digits of precision, which is really phenomenal because in the algorithm that in the technique that I described in this video, in order to gain one more digit of precision, I have to go from 100,000 to a million points, which is quite a significant jump. So we should appreciate the results that mathematicians have discovered. Nevertheless, this technique is correct, but it is quite slow. This is completely based on what we learned in high school. We have used simple geometry, trigonometry, calculus, and probability, and that gives us a very decent estimate for pi. I hope you like this. Thank you.